What's good, y'all? It's your guy Bendu. So I found this article and it kind of hits like literally close to home for me because this is in Delaware. But currently, and I didn't know this, but currently there is a paid family and medical leave bill on the floor in our like state senate house, and it was introduced by a Sarah McBride. And before I start off on the story, I want to say this: I'm a hypocritical fuck because honestly, I'm gonna be real with y'all. I don't pay attention to my local politics, and that's one of the things. Like, I was watching Graham's show recently, and Graham Elwood, the political vigilante. I was watching his show, and one of the things he reiterated again, like he always does, is get involved, and learn about your local politics. So that is a challenge I'm giving myself. Because you should know what's going on locally in your own, town. And at the end of the day, honestly, I don't think any of the shit we want to get done is going to happen on a national level because one, we already know the Democratic Party is corrupt to the fucking hilt, and you got too many people, especially leftists, too many people wanting to on some bullshit type time. So, but I want to go ahead and get into this article. So this is from Blue Delaware. I don't know what this is. It seems like it's some Democrat, Delaware Democratic Party website or whatever. But I just found the article interesting and what they were talking about. And so I'm going to get into it. This week, Senator Sarah McBride introduced legislation in a General Assembly that will make Delaware the 10th state to pass a statewide paid family and medical leave program. The Healthy Delaware Families Act, Senate Bill 1, would ensure all Delaware workers can access up to 12 weeks of paid family and medical leave to care for themselves or a family member with a serious illness, to bond with a new child, or to address the impact of domestic violence or a family member's military deployment. The Healthy Delaware Families Act would represent one of the most impactful new employment benefits in Delaware history. It would serve as a safety net in case a worker needs time off to care for aging parents, have health concerns themselves, or to assist a military family when a loved one is deployed. The bill would reduce personal and financial stress for families when unimaginable emergencies arise or when new family members arrive. No one can truly be prepared for major life changes or plan for illness and injuries. Senate Bill 1 builds on Delaware's 2017 parental leave bill, which grants 12 weeks of paid time to state employees when a baby is born or young child is adopted. The federal Family and Medical Leave Act, passed by Congress in 1993, provides some workers with job protections when they need extended absences of work for medical and family reasons. But workers are not guaranteed any pay during those 12 weeks, and a significant portion of Delaware's workforce receive no protections at all under the law. Currently, fewer than 1 in 5 workers nationwide has access to paid family leave through their employer. A lack of financial security that costs working families in the United States about $22.5 billion in lost wages each year. So that number just hit me automatically. Like, I'm like, damn, like one, just reading. So there's I think I've talked about him before on the channel, but there's a channel on YouTube called Second Thought, and he was talking about like just like how workers are treated in other parts of the world versus here, and hearing about like how much paid time like a lot of those European countries have, like paid time off, vacation time and everything, shit that you just get off rip. There's no like here is no 30-day fucking processing thing or whatever. Like, you get that shit off rip. So it's like it's crazy just to hear that, and then the amount of time they get, fucking wild. So in Delaware, nearly 60% of workers do not have access to even unpaid leave under the Federal Family and Medical Leave Act. Women, particularly women of color. That's why I kind of figured this was a Democratic site, because the Democratic Party and a lot of leftists don't understand, when you add in that line, particularly women of color, it makes it hyper political on the identity politics front. And it's like that. And I heard Vaush was talking about this. I'm probably going to do a video about that too. But the Vanguard did a video about it. But that turns people off, from a genuine economic issue that this is. It makes it partisan in a way that you don't want it to be partisan. Like, obviously this is going to be political because it's a bill that's trying to get passed, but it's a bill that's going to help families economically. But when you add in shit like that, it turns people off. That's what happened with the Amazon vote. Professor Wolf was talking about that. But and Kyle Kalinske was talking about it as well. But that's what happened with the Amazon vote. So I hope they don't lean too much into this too much. Um, tend to suffer the most serious consequences, with 82% of black mothers, 56% of Latina mothers, and 48% of white mothers being the primary breadwinners in their households. According to at least one survey, 1 in 4 working women who give birth return to work within 2 weeks because they cannot afford to go any longer without pay. It's insane. So you literally pop a child out of you and had to go back 2 weeks later. And this is conservatives always like to make the argument about how you know um like family, like we need to make families blah 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 and shit like that, and we want kids, and the whole I'm not going to go into the whole pro-life argue debate or anything like that, but it's like they want to continue to exploit the parents when they get it, like they can't raise their fucking kids properly because they're always fucking working. And it's like, that fucks a kid up when the parent's not around a lot. Then they become a criminal. Then it's like, oh well, if you're a criminal, you're just a bad guy. It's like, no, it's a buildup of shit that happened throughout your life, and a lot of it is economic. Parents not being around because they had to work or whatever the situation is. So, and it's crazy when you ask for things like a $15 minimum wage or Medicare for all, whatever it is. A lot of them, like, and I'm calling out conservatives because this is the argument they put out there a lot. Like, they like to dig into people's lives. Like, well, why can't you have a good enough job to do this? The blah, blah, just everything. And it's like never taking into account people's everyday circumstances and just different people's circumstances and everything. And it's like, just digging into people's like lives. It's like, bro, like it's not like, it's like they try to paint most of the country as if they're like lazy and shit like that, when it's like, bro, we're the hardest working country out there in terms of our workers, and are the least paid for it. So it's like, off rip, like whenever I hear those arguments, it just pisses me off because it comes off as if they're trying to make most Americans out to be lazy. So, but continuing, according to at least one survey, 1 in 4 working women who give birth return to work within 2 weeks because they cannot afford to go any longer without pay. Meanwhile, the vast majority of low-wage earners have zero access to paid leave, meaning they are often forced to leave. They are often forced to leave the workforce when they develop serious health conditions, have a seriously ill family member, or become parents. I remember I was working at Lowe's a couple years back. I was on death's doorsteps with the flu, but didn't have any more time left, so I had to fight through it. And I'm pretty sure I got a couple other people sick there. And like I said, I was like horrible. Like, dude, there was one night I finally had my day off. And, I reached when I had my day off, and literally, like, I had to go to the hospital because I was working, all day. Now, during that, my funny story about when I was tripping balls at Lowe's is that was during that time. I took like idiotically took like 3 or 4 of the they had like these cough medicine pills in there, and I took like 4 of them bitches, and I was tripping balls, bro. I was grooving. That was the best I felt when I took all them drugs. The bill would create a family and medical trust fund in Delaware modeled after similar programs already passed in 9 other states in the District of Columbia. The program would be funded through payroll contributions equaling less than 1% of an employee's weekly pay, and split evenly between a worker and their employer. Businesses with fewer than 20 workers will not be required to pay the employer half of the premium, but their workers would still be covered, leveling the playing field for small businesses so they can provide this new benefit at little or no cost. So there you go. That whole argument about small business, this and that. And let's just know, when Republicans and I know conservative, like the everyday people, care about small businesses, those fucking Republicans in Congress and shit like that don't give a shit about small businesses, bro, at fucking all. When they're talking about, so the whole minimum wage debate, they're defending Jeff Bezos, okay? They're defending fucking Zuckerberg and Lowe's and fucking Walmart and all that shit because they're in the pockets of those motherfuckers, just like the Democratic Party is. So it's like they're not talking about the small businesses. They're talking about the big corporations because they're in the pockets of those motherfuckers. So eligible Delaware workers could then receive up to 80% of their average weekly wages through the state insurance program when forced to take extended time off from work due to a major medical event. A study of New Jersey's 12-year-old paid Family and Medical Leave Program found that workers who benefited had higher morale and productivity, while businesses that participated experienced significantly lower turnover. It's almost as if, when your workers are satisfied with their pay, and shit like that, like they tend to work better. Go figure. When they're not feeling like shit every day, they tend to work better. A 2017 study found women who take paid leave after childbirth are more likely to be employed the following year. First-time mothers eligible for paid time leave are giving 26% less likely to quit their jobs and 18% more likely to work for the same employer after the birth of their child. Parents who take paid leave also reported releving on what is that? Relying, my bad. It looked like a V with the blue shit on there. Reported relying on public assistance less in the year following their child's birth compared to those without paid leave. Despite the obvious benefits, the United States remains the only industrialized, modernized country in the world that does not have a paid family medical leave program in place for either fucking parent. I think this should be a program. They should do a program for the father as well, but whatever. That's not going to happen. Like, literally, we're fighting just for a mom who's giving fucking birth. Something that, we in America pride so much on, about, having families and shit like that, and are forcing them to go back to work literally like a week or two later. But continuing. But like I said, I think it should be for the father as well. A fact President Joe Biden hopes to change with the American Families Plan he unveiled last week, and that's complete dog shit. He's not going to do anything about it. So, this is the current status of it as of May 5th. More than anything else, this pandemic has shown us just how desperately Delaware's working families need common sense policies that work for them, Senator McBride said. No family should ever have to make the impossible choice between earning a paycheck and quitting their job to stay at home with a newborn or care for a family member who is fighting for their life. This legislation will give working Delawareans the security and peace of mind that comes from knowing they will be able to keep food on the table and a roof over their heads, even while facing some of the most common challenges we experience as human beings. As many of us know, illness and family crises can happen at any time in our lives. No one should ever have to choose between their health, job, or assisting a family member in need, said Representative Deborah Heffernan, the lead House sponsor of the Healthy Delawares. And this is all lip service. Every Democrat, whether it's, state Democrats or, Senate Democrats, congressional, they all say the same fucking shit. It's about action at this point. That's why I don't fuck with Democrats, bro, because they will talk your ear off and fucking stroke your cock all day about, what needs to happen in this country, but they got all the power and never do shit. So, you miss me with all that bullshit. Expanding leave is a common sense approach. Yeah, these are all just quotes. So I'm gonna link the article below because I don't like reading. I don't like just reading lip service. So, but yeah, so I think that's something good that they're doing in my own state, and I figured I should talk about it because it's something that we should be looking into and fighting for. I believe I gotta look into it more. I'm pretty sure it was Bernie was talking about this and actually introduced a bill or something like that. So, but yeah, so that's definitely something we should be looking into, guys. And yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and close the video. Oh, by the way, this was through the Working Families Party. That's how I found out about this on the Working Families Party of Delaware. So I'll tweet this out and tag them in it and everything as well. Go follow them if you're in Delaware, if you're a Delawarean and you're listening to this, go follow them. They're doing great work there, and just follow the Working Families Party in general. And actually, I'll even take it further. I saw this on Jessica Skarain's page. She ran for the Senate against Chris Coons. She was the last Democrat I voted for because I would have done anything to get Chris Coons out of office, but she ended up not winning. But so she's a great resource with a lot of this stuff. If you're in Delaware as well, just peruse through her page and everything. Sometimes she annoys me with some of the things she posts because she posts a lot of shit lib stuff. But I'm not gonna shit on her. She seems like an honest, genuine person. So. But yeah, so definitely, but check out the Working Families Party. And yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and close the video out there, guys. Thanks for tuning in. As always, you're on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, and share. Emphasis on the comments, emphasis on everything, really. Because as you guys know, the YouTube CEO already admitted that she stifles pages like mine, like Jimmy Dore, like the Vanguard. Whoever you watch, YouTube is stifling them. Mine is people with MSNBC contracts and the Young Turks. So and the Hill. because they're all on the corporate algorithm. So if you're on Odyssey, hit that flame emoji, share it there as well. And yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. Peace.